Good afternoon, YouTube. How are you this afternoon? I'm pretty good. It is really muggy and really hot right now. It is 4 o'clock Central Time, and I am in Cypress, Texas at REW Building Supplies or Materials or something like that. This place is off of Toll 99 and FM 529 in the middle of the new area of housing developments in Cypress, Texas. Cypress is west of Houston and south of 290, but north of 10. About halfway between the two. After we talked last night, I sat there in Elmer for about another 30 minutes, and then the rain actually stopped and the winds died down. I was watching the radar, and the bulk of it had moved off to the east. So I humped it, got down to Vernon about 20 minutes later, maybe 30. Started heading out on 287 towards Wichita Falls for the turnoff to Burke Burnett. And I guess I was going faster than the storm because it started picking up again. I drove right through it, and just massive amounts of hail, but luckily the storm was coming from behind me. So, when I got to Esteline, I noticed that the storm was moving, in such a way that I was going to be driving through it the whole time going to Wichita Falls. So I turned off on Texas 280 or FM 280. I don't remember if it's an FM or Texas. I think it's an FM, which is a shortcut to Burke Burnett over the north end of Wichita Falls, and hauled on butt down that way. And that's about a 30-minute drive. Knocked about 15 miles off the trip. It's a truck route, but it's not a super recommended truck route. Got to Burke Burnett at 10 o'clock. Checked the truck in, and they said the wiring was shot in the trailer. So they started working on it. About 3 hours later, they were done. And I was surprised it wasn't going to take all night. And I was able to pull out and park. But I only had 2 minutes left of my 14 by the time they finished. So, oh well. I uploaded the video, went straight to bed. And I take that back, it wasn't 10, it was 8. I don't know what I'm thinking. My head's, oh well. 8 o'clock, took them 3 hours, and I went to bed after that, after I uploaded the video. That took a while because the cell service isn't out there all that long. So, crashed, got up this morning at 7:30, pre-tripped the truck, took off at 8, stopped at the Flying J there in Wichita Falls and bought fuel and started heading on down here. I ended up stopping in Hillsboro for lunch at Chicken Express there, and just kept on coming down here. Got here at 3:15, about 30 minutes before I estimated that I would be here. Checked in. It took me 45 minutes to pull the tarps and the plastic off and get the straps done and all that good stuff. Now I'm sitting here waiting to see what kind of damage the hail did. I can see some hailstone marks on the sides. It's the top I'm really kind of worried about, and I didn't get up on top of the trailer to take a look to see if there's any damage under that. Luckily, none of it got wet. So, not really sure how long they're going to take. It seems like this forklift operator is taking his sweet time, and he's loading all these local trucks before he decides to unload me. I guess that's what he's going to decide to do. However, when I'm done here, I'm not really going to be able to go anywhere. I'm going to pull out and park on the street, because as I pulled into their parking lot, I hit a nail, or I hit a big bolt, and popped one of my drive tires. So there you go. I'm not going to be able to go anywhere until they get that fixed. Luckily, there is a Love's that's pretty close. I think it's about 32 miles away, but they're bound to have other places right here that can fix the tire, and then I can figure out what I'm going to do. Don't know what it's going to be because I haven't got anything pre-planned on me. So I may just end up spending tonight here in Houston, because I got 5 hours, 52 minutes left of my 14, and I got 4 hours and 25 minutes left of my drive time. So if they end up not being able to give me anything when I send my empty call, and then I can go get it after I get my tire fixed, assuming it take that long, or if they make me wait till tomorrow, which I have a feeling they're going to do, I'm going to hop on down to the Flying J down on I-10, which is about 15 miles away, for the night. I could park on the street out here, but I don't want to. Simple as that. So once I get this unloaded and find out what the game plan is going to be, I'll let you know. Good evening, YouTube. How are you this evening? I guess I'm all right. Things could be worse. It is 8:30 p.m. Central Time, and I am in Cypress, Texas, outside of REW Materials on the street. While I was unloading, I noticed that I had a tire going flat, and was looking, and apparently I picked up a bolt coming into their parking lot. Big one, about that long and about as big around as my thumb. So when I got unloaded about 5:30, I pulled out and parked on the street and sent in a breakdown report. About 5 minutes later, I got told that Love's would be here within 30 minutes. They're only 15 miles away, the Love's with the tire shop. 2 hours later, the guy called me and said he couldn't find me. I take it back. An hour later, he called me and said he couldn't find me. And I told him where I was. I even sent him a GPS marker using my phone to his cell phone. And he said, "Oh, I'm in the wrong area." I said, "Where are you at?" He was on the east side of Houston, on the other end of FM 529. He drove almost 50 miles that route. So he had to come back. Finally, he got here 2 hours, or a little over 2 hours after I sent in the call, and started working on it. He pulled the tire off and then realized he could not patch it or plug it because the bolt was too big. But luckily, he brought a spare super single. This was on the tractor, by the way. So he got it on there and then went to start his compressor and realized the compressor was out of gas. So he had to leave, go buy gas, and come back. He just left about 5 minutes ago. So I sat here for roughly 3.5 or 4 hours or whatever it is to get this tire fixed. Actually, my breakdown time was from 4:45 to 8:30. I can't go anywhere. I still have a little driving time left. I could go to a truck stop if I wanted to, but it would screw things up because I did get a load. When I sent in my empty call, they just sent me a message that said they were looking for a load, and I didn't think I'd get anything since it was so close to 5. Well, at 5:05, I got a message. Well, at 5 o'clock, I got a message saying there was one truck in Texas, they were one load short, and I was one load on the board. I was the first on the board. So I was ready just to go to a truck stop and camp out from that. About 5:05, 5:10, I got a load. But I'm not picking it up today. I'm picking it up tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. in Vidor. I'm picking up Slinkies. It's been a long time since I've been over there. Probably 8 months, maybe even a year. I don't know. And I'm taking that up to Van Buren. Same place. I've taken them both. Yeah, both times I've been there. So taking that up to Van Buren and delivering that, and it's not due till Friday, which means I will probably, hopefully, load in Fort Smith and head to Laredo, so I can go home for the weekend. If I can't go home for the weekend, that's fine. I mean, I would like to go home this weekend because my wife has to take my stepson's cat into the vet to have her put to sleep. She's like 16 or 17 years old, and she's got cancer, and it's starting to wear on her, and it's just cruel to have her suffer. I mean, she's on pain management and stuff, but I mean, she's going to die anyway. So it's best to put her down, and you know, so she at least go comfortably, instead of in case something happens, like the tumor she has on her stomach ulcerates and explodes. So I'm gonna have to stay here tonight because I gotta be in Vidor at 7:30 a.m., which means I gotta be there at 7 a.m. because we always show up early for our appointments. Which means I gotta leave here at 4:30 or 5 o'clock. And if I leave here now and go to the nearest truck stop, I won't be able to actually leave and go. And I can't go to Vidor because they don't allow overnight parking. But I only have an hour and 10 minutes left on my 14, so I can't even go there anyway because it's 2 hours and 20 minutes away. So there's no point in even bothering. So I'm just going to camp out here on the street tonight. It's nice and dark. All the storms are off to the east. It looked like it was going to rain here, but it didn't. Speaking of rain and storms, the sheetrock load did have some damage on the sides and on the top layers, but they didn't mark it as damaged, and they saw it, so they kept it. So that's where that is. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to bake myself something to eat, microwave, and then I'm going to go ahead and go to bed, see if I can get some sleep before morning. And this is going to be a horrible place, I can already tell apart, because people are speeding up and down this. There's nothing on this road but 2 businesses. And this is like the 5th or 6th cars come flying down this road. And I can't really go anywhere else. So, oh well. Like I said, that's it. We'll talk tomorrow when I get loaded. So until then, keep the shiny side up. 73s. Be safe.